I grew up hearing that your marriage relationship is the relationship for which all others suffer. Like they come first. And in this next 24 hours, when you guys start the rest of your lives together, I want you to know that this room is just a small representation of the people that are in your corner, the people that love you. And tomorrow, even that, an actual wedding day, is just a small representation of the people that love you and care for you and are in your corner. And so as y'all start on this journey, just know that we all love you, we're praying for you, and we're grateful for the impact that you've made on our lives.
I got to cheer with Callie in college. I'm not gonna do it, I'm not gonna cry. Callie has been the biggest blessing in my life. There's just nothing but amazing things said about Austin, and every time that I have a conversation with him, I leave laughing and smiling and just feeling better, and his pursuit for the Lord is so strong and so evident in everything that he does, and they have been such a beautiful and perfect example of a relationship with Christ. And so thank you for being such a great example to me, and just loving me like your brother and sister.
Callie, how great is our God that he led us here today together. I'm at such peace writing this to you because I know from the moment we met, the Lord had this day ordered for us. Today, I've never been more confident in any decision that I've ever made. If I could live my life 1,000 times over, it would still be you. From the moment we met, I always seemed to have that feeling about you. It's that feeling that kept us together through that super hard spring and summer. That feeling that introduced us to one another in master's school. It's that feeling that stayed with us as we walked through engagement, the hard and not so hard times. The feeling I'm talking about is love. So consider this a preemptive I do. You are the reason I fight so hard to be the best man I can be.
You know, as Austin asked me to be a part of this wedding, I was kind of mulling over, like, how did I get here? This guy and I never went to school together. We didn't go to college together. We didn't really grow up together. How did he and I become such good friends?
Thanks, Izzy. Yes, sir. Love you, dog.
And it became just so clear that it was a function of Austin and who he was. I mean, he drove our friendship. He stayed in touch with me. If we'd go months without talking, as soon as we were, back on the phone, it was like old friends. I mean, there was no catching up that needed to happen, no restart that needed to happen. We picked up right where we left off.
Get up in there.
Mean mug.
So we met at DBU. I sat in the back of the class, obviously. A lot of you guys have heard this already.
It was my very first class ever at DBU, and I walk in and Austin's sitting there, and I walked in and sat next to him because it was an open chair. Honestly, it was in the back row. And so we sat, we were talking, and it was like all small talk. And then the very beginning of this class, we had to talk about each other. So we had to introduce each other to the class. And so I had to write about Austin and what his name was, where he went to school, some of his interests, and then he had to do the same thing for me. So we both had to stand up, talk about each other. It was really funny.
Found out where she was from. She went to UNT from Grapevine and cheered and did the whole thing. And like she probably said, we did a lot of projects together, and the study dates turned into the real dates, and then the real dates turned into the kind of want to do this for a long time.
And then the second week of class, we had a group project where there was like 3 or 4 group leaders, and Austin was one of them naturally because the teacher loves him. Then from there on out, the rest is history. So then we just took every class together, so all of the fun.
Ready? Oh my God. I strive every single day to be better than the last. You show me what it means to live for His glory, to give my heart fully, and to wake up every morning with a desire to serve you. Consider this a promise. It's a promise to be the best friend, the secret keeper, the laugher till you crier that you've come to love so well. Today is the day we will reminisce about as our hair turns gray and the wrinkles crowd the spaces on our face. With grace and wisdom, I know I will look back on this journey, today marking the beginning, challenging at times, but Christ-centered and God-fearing. As our memories fade and the moments of our younger lives seem farther behind us, I promise to never forget this day, our wedding day.
To see how God has shaped both of us individually, then to bring us together when He did is something special. So excited, not only for this day, but more importantly, to spend every day running after the Lord together. I vow to die to myself daily and remind my heart that Christ died not only for me, but for you as well. I vow to always put your needs before mine, even on the days where all I want to do is the opposite. I vow to support you in all your dreams. This is something you do best for me. I have never been so ready to be your wife, and I'm honored you have chosen me. I still can't believe some days how lucky I am. I get to do life with you.
As many of you know, Austin just graduated, or he recently graduated from DBU in the peak of COVID-19, and was applying for jobs throughout this whole season that we're in. More than 100 job applications he sent out, tracked every single one of them, and after being told no, after being ghosted, after being told we're not in a good place to hire right now, God pressed on, trusting God the whole time. It would have been easy to quit and so easy for him to find another job, but AT knows his calling, and he knows who his calling is from. Austin, please know that what happened this past spring and summer was inspirational to me, and I know Mason and a lot of people in this room, man.
Just to let everybody know, I've had the privilege of living with Callie almost 5 to 6 years, and so when you live with someone that long, you know all about them, right? So Austin, I'm going to give you the scoop, okay? I've got a couple little tricks for you. From her former roommate to her forever roommate. That was good. Mm-hmm. You'll like that? Running with you to our Creator has been something I'll always be thankful for. Callie's been there through my victories, and she's celebrated them with me, and even my family, they can attest. And through the bad times, she's been a steady shoulder and someone that I know is going to provide me godly wisdom with. Austin, I prayed for you before I even knew you. And it's amazing to see how God's shown up through you. To know you and love you both is just incredible. And I'm praising God for this covenant, and I'm praising God for both of you.
Promise to comfort him, honor him, and keep him in sickness and in health, for richer or poorer, for better or for worse, to be faithful to him as long as you both shall. Do you promise to love and comfort her, honor and keep her in sickness and in health, for richer and for poorer, for better or for worse, and to be faithful to her as long as you both shall be?
I do.
By the power granted to me by God in the great state of Texas, I now pronounce you husband and wife.
Thank you.